Hey everybody, Mike Fifer once again with a frog in my throat. I've had it for 2 days now, and I just can't spit him out. But anyway, the fair starts tomorrow, and apparently I have lied to you because I am going to try and prepare this video, and I'll remind you of that at the end again. But anyway, I have been doing what seems to be quite a lot over here, and it just dawned on me that it would really warrant another video. Because with all my buildings built already and sticking some new buildings out there, I think I've come up with a pretty good plan. So anyway, let's take a look at what I've done over there, and this will be video 79, and I will try and get this posted on Sunday. When I was doing my intro there, I forgot to mention to you guys, I'm not going to bore you with Lisa, but there's been some changes made to Lisa. She has her new name, and I will put a picture on here. And that's it. Let's get on with this. Okay, everybody, I know this is kind of a shocker, because I've gotten a lot of buildings put out here. I was actually taking all my buildings and trying to figure out where to place them out here. And of course, a lot of it looks awful black right now, but I'm just going to do this overview, and then I'll kind of explain the reasoning. Okay, what we're going to have here is a T street. The bridge is going to come down, go straight into town, straight back to the firehouse. Come behind the buildings over here. There will be yards in front of the houses. We only have one house there that faces the same direction as the church. The other two houses face a street, and they will have yards that come out to the street. The street will come up and attach in a T to the street in front of the buildings in the foreground, in front of the IGA and Selena's Tavern and the hotel. Then we have back there, we have a pool hall and a tobacco shop and so forth. Then we have the Temple Theater, and then we have a hobby shop, which I'm not probably going to leave a hobby shop. I'm going to probably change it to something else, make a sign outside of it that says something else. I know it's got interior in it and everything, but we have this Fifer Hobby Supply, which I had a woman construct. It's basically just a wooden block, but I had a woman construct that. Maybe you heard the story about it quite a few years ago for Robin. And that is Fifer Hobby Supply. So Fifer Hobby Supply is in the tall building next to the overpass. That little clump of grass there is just a leftover. I had this solid resin building, which I think looks good from the back, so we're going to put it there facing the road. I cut down severely the Greyhound bus depot. It'll go there. In the back, we have the apartment complex with the upside-down cars. We have the firehouse, which I cut down the right-hand side of the cement pad. We have the church, which is laying on an angle because I have wires underneath it. But those will probably be straightened up to the road. I mean, they're just kind of sitting back there right now, just so I could get a visual. As I explained, the four houses. This little fenced-in thing here, I had a narrow gauge caboose that was in there, like in a little park area. I still intend on doing that, but I can't find the caboose. When I find the caboose, that's what that will be. And now let me just work around and tell you. I took the whole base off of the motel, so it is now sitting here with a very large out-of-scale screwdriver. But that's where it will go. Next to it will be the taco restaurant. Then this, of course, that's on a slope, but I will level that out, and that will be the United States Post Office. Then we have the trading post. We have the Hogan, and behind it we have the people who run the trading post's house, and then we will have the snake pit and so forth. Then we decided, I had the McDonald's up here, and it just looked out of place. So we have Miss Molly's Diner will go here. And I have changed out the large Santa Fe station for this station, and this station is going to go here. I've made up my mind we do not need a huge station up here, and it's just a waste of space. So that's going to go up there. We obviously have a lot of space to fill in there. Don't know, I'm leaving myself some room to do other things. I do believe that you can see that I have painted the road, at least dulled it down some. Not sure I'm going to make the transition right here, but we will figure it out as we go. And then if I come all the way back over here, what I have just started to do is to make templates for underneath the structures that are sitting here so that I can see how they're going to work. Now, if you look down that, the road comes down off the bridge and kind of curves and will go between the buildings back there down towards the firehouse. That is intentionally crooked. If you look at it from this way, the pattern sticks out, bulges out in some manner that it should not. Okay? Now, I will fix that. And if you give me just a second here, this is how I intend to fix it. The bus station is not hooked down, but it is an equal distance away from the buildings on the other side of the street. So we lay a straight edge on there. I draw a mark on there, and I will straighten up the street down there because that street will go around and tie in front of the oil facility. So that will more or less right there be a loop around. Then there'll be a road that obviously goes back and goes to the apartment complex. There's a relatively large space for parking back there, which kind of looks dead right now, but we'll probably put some trees and things back there. Everything looks a little bleak when you don't have any greenery. Now, as I said, because the street behind the firehouse is kind of not where it goes, well, this will probably move up. Not there. That's too close. I will have to push it back somewhere in that vicinity to make a decent sized road, secondary road behind these buildings. The church will come out to that foreground, kind of like so. That street will come down. There'll be a big yard in front of this White House. This White House can move forward and backwards anywhere I choose, next to the church. Then we have this house here, and the road will likely, once it gets around the back of the grocery store there, it will likely curve this way towards the edge of the back of the Salinas Tavern. That'll make kind of a goofy looking shape here, which will be the yard of that house. These two houses will have relatively square yards that will go all the way out to the street and probably all the way back to the edge of the motel. And this water tower will likely go right there behind the yard and behind the motel. So if you look at this, this is kind of how it looks. And the motel, it will receive a paper base just like the gas station has over there. Now, like I say, I don't know if I said, but these paper bases are going to serve as a template to cut out some very, very thin 10 thousandths styrene. and I will mount the structures on that styrene. And the reason for that is that will give me a styrene sheet to glue the curbing to, and yet not too thick to get the road up onto the concrete or whatever happens to be there. Those three buildings in the back, the theater and stuff, those will have their own paper template as well, and they will receive curbing around the front. Once they get on the, I'll do the sidewalk, and then I will mount the sidewalk onto the thin styrene and cut the styrene out into the shape that it needs to be. These don't need any styrene under them because they already have the sidewalk on them. Selena's is sticking up because there is a light pole there that needs to be sunken into the roadbed. But if you look down there, it makes a pretty neat looking row of buildings, okay? If we get down at eye level, it makes a pretty neat looking row of buildings. Like I say, the street behind Selena's there will be at a slight angle going back towards the church. There'll be a beautiful green grass front yard in that white house and on the side of the brown house there, which I think will really look good. Now, you've heard that I'm going to do those same things over here. That's a no-brainer. What you haven't heard about is how am I going to do the bus station? Okay, I'm planning on leaving this little park maybe out here and flattening out some of this plaster cloth here. The traffic coming in, or the cars coming in, let me move this a little bit. The cars coming in to park to go to the bus station will park either on the street or on the side of the bus station. The buses will come in off of the street side over here and go into the bus station. The buses will load up and the buses will exit right here. This will be flattened out. They will go around the park and exit here. That's the thinking right now. You guys can let me know what you think. That park, the diner could also move down closer to the trading post, and I could put the park right next to the station. And the more I think about it, the more that might be a better idea. And just leave this space down here open, and wherever the roads fall, and then just put some curbing in there and some grass. But that remains to be seen, but I believe everything you can see in the camera right now has a plan. Oh, and I had this old building here that's really not anything. It's kind of generic. I think I'm going to board over the windows on it and leave it there. So I believe that I've covered, well, I haven't covered everything. Let me show you one more thing. Okay, so we have the large oil tanks here. I believe I have some steps that came with these oil tanks that step over those concrete walls and step up into the trays. I'm going to try and see if I have those and try and put those in there. Put some gravel or foliage, ballast, I don't know what, around them. That little office building there does not have a back on it, so it's facing away, and that will be the office manager for the oil tanks. Okay, this little station will go over here, probably about where it is. It may come back towards the bridge a little bit. And then I'm not sure what else to put in there. There will be a road that comes off right back there and will go in there. Okay, so that'll be that. I have 3 little tanks and some piping and stuff that I want to put in somewhere. And I don't know whether it's going to go on that side of the track or if it's going to go in, if it'll fit in that little slot between the 2 tracks there behind the oil facility. But anyway, those are plans that I have. Nothing else really has been planned over here with the exception of, I believe that is exactly where the used car lot is going to go. There will be a trailer park behind the used car lot, a small one, some lots actually. The biker bar is definitely going to go there. The abandoned gas station is definitely going to go there. You can, and as you can see, which I don't think you've seen before, I did put the road in. So the road goes all the way back there, goes up to the track over here, and we'll go across the track to these buildings over here. So I don't have the rest of the road figured out, and I don't have anything from where you see the water bottles there over that way to the chemical plant. I don't really have anything figured out there, but I do have these things that I've shown you here figured out. And the road does go around behind and comes over and attaches over there. Okay. I believe that for right now, that's all I can show you. Today is Tuesday. The fair starts tomorrow. I will not be able to do any more videoing, but I'm going to try and prepare this so I will be able to upload this on Sunday night. So I lied to you and told you there wouldn't be one, but there might be. One other thing I was going to tell you guys, and I forgot, I have the layout on now, and I don't know if you can hear them, but let me get down under here. I got my birds attached back to come on when I turn the layout on. I'm kind of glad to get that. Okay, gang, that's all I have for you. Like I have mentioned, I'm going to try and get this posted on, try and get it ready and have it ready to go on Sunday night. This is actually Tuesday. But one other thing that I forgot that I just saw while I was looking at myself in the camera, and that is right back there. I got my chair rail put in. If you notice, it goes all the way across to keep my chair from tearing up the wall. I did also take a bunch of stuff from behind here and get it out of here and back into the garage where it belongs. So anyways, enough of my rambling on, and this will be a short video for Sunday. And I would like you guys to look at the vintage page. And I'd also like to kind of make a little plea here. Apparently not a lot of people have been clicking on the advertising, and I don't expect you to buy anything, but it would be nice if you'd click on the advertising and at least try and make me a little cash. I would certainly appreciate it. But let's try and remember that. Ooh, I almost got him to come out. But anyway, thank you. If you do that, I would appreciate it very much. And as usual, thanks for watching.